Ahoy hoy friends and enemies, I bombed a job interview today, so I'm getting back into my usual crap. This video might be a little shorter, but next video will include a potential special guest so long as I can close the deal. 3 issues today, 77 through to 79. A stories, Voice of the People, Plasma, and a Return to the Miracle Planet. B stories, the concluding 3 parts of Knuckles the Ghost Ship. C stories, 1. Tails Grounded. And the D stories, we have Sonic's World Hidden Danger 2-parter, and the first part of Sonic's World Revolution.
I want Sonic found. I have planet Mobius completely under my control. How can that cursed Hedgehog elude me? And what's worse is, how can he have hidden the entire population of Emerald Hill Zone?
Master, someone is trying to make contact on your private video link number.
Then put them through, you snivelling idiot.
Egad, it's Sonic the Hedgehog on every screen.
What do you want, you spiked freak? Come on, I'm a busy dictator.
Well, you won't be for much longer. Your plans have come to nothing. Sonic is taunting Robotnik on the airwaves. It seems that his days as supreme ruler are numbered now. It's been many issues since, I think issue 8, when Dr. Robotnik took over the world, and he's about to lose his grasp. There's a demonstration in Sector Alpha 34. That's where Robotnik's statue is located. And a bunch of protesters are taking it down and vandalizing it. The SBS charge the protesters and prepare to remove the citizens. The SBS shoots Dr. Robotnik's mustache on the statue, not the real Robotnik, and the civilian is falling to his death until he's saved by Tails. And if Tails is here, you'll find Sonic L. Hedgehog. Very quick work is done to the SBS, and some guy says, "Take cover, he set the explosives." Where did he get explosives from? Kaboom! And the statue of Robotnik falls to the ground, much like the statue of Mussolini did in our real world. Bit of a weird parallel for a children's comic book. They can build a new statue within a week, but that's irrelevant. It's the power that the statue represented. If the people dare to attack it, that means they've lost their fear of him. And without fear, you are no dictator. Up next, Plasma. Because of the previous demonstration, citizens of Metropolis Zone are being driven from their homes and arrested for crimes they haven't committed yet. This will instill the fear back into the people. Sonic, Amy, and Johnny arrive in the processing plant to free all the recently taken prisoners. It's Sonic and Johnny Lightfoot. And there's Amy, Sonic's girlfriend. To which Sonic responds with an incredibly defensive behavior. Anyway, the prisoners, including some guy that looks like a boar version of Porker Lewis, he says they gotta get out of here before he comes back. Who's he? They's he!
Before I come back, you fools, I, Plasma, master of electrons.
And my name's Adam Abacus, if anyone's interested. It seems that Plasma and the other guy are looking at 2 million in reward money for bringing in Sonic the Hedgehog. However, the mere touch of Plasma electrocutes Sonic. He is intangible and therefore nothing affects him. But he can affect Sonic. Sonic doubts his ability to take on Plasma. However, Amy winds up giving him a pep talk, motivating him to fight him again. Meanwhile, Amy goes off to that Dr. What's-His-Face over there, and then bonks him on the head. Clearly, Plasma isn't a person at all, but some sort of focused energy field controlled by the Doctor. And smashing the controller has caused Plasma to disappear. Hooray, Sonic! You beat Plasma! Ayy! Johnny asks, why did Amy trick Sonic like that into thinking that he defeated Plasma? Well, people will think that it was Sonic anyway, and it's better if Sonic believes it too. Next up, Return to the Miracle Planet. It is the Miracle Planet's first appearance since the Metallics were destroyed, and it still has the ugly face of a metal Sonic, you know? They return to find the Alpha device. Last time it was just the size of a mere staff, but it has grown since then. If they are to return the little planet to its former self, they must disable it, somehow. For from the corner of Sonic's eye, he notices a shadow moving. They're not alone on this planet. He leaves to check it out. He searches everywhere, high and low, until he finally finds... Aha! Metallics! How this one managed to escape the self-terminating program, we'll have no idea. Sonic knocks it over pathetically easily, but it begins to flee, not very quickly either. He's about to impale it, and it fires a blast right at him. It appears to have used the lowest power setting on the blaster. Amy prepares a shot in order to kill it. However, the Metallics takes off its head, and it's actually a bird! With quick reaction times, Sonic grabs the arrow, preventing an impalement. So, as we were saying, apparently this bird was captured by the Metallics for experimentation. He escaped from his cell, but could not get off the planet, so he disguised himself as one of them using parts from the assembly line. He had intended to leave until he saw Sonic and his crew arriving on the chain, so he thought they were the Metallics and they came back. Hey, what happened to my arrow? Oh, arrow? Something flew past you. It's okay. Amy doesn't need to know that she almost committed manslaughter. Bird slaughter. You get what I mean. Continuing, Knuckles and the ghost ship. Turns out the Tantragora idol took them to Scourge Bay, the pirate hideout. And as promised, Knuckles has a trunk full of ancient documents about the floating island.
Well, lad, I got me idol, and now you've got what you wanted. I suppose this is where we part company. I'll just use the idol to transport you back to the floating island.
Hey, not so fast, Plunder. Have you forgotten about the prisoners of the Tantragora ship? They were obviously for Mobius, so we've got to go back and rescue them. Oh, long for the days when Knuckles was about non-interference. Now he's got to save everyone.
Rescue them? You be joking. We barely got off that ship alive the first time. Or had ye forgotten about Tantragora?
Knuckles and Plunder get into a bit of a skirmish. Let me at him, Captain.
Not with my favourite chair, you swab.
Sorry, Captain. A bit more of a smash around the place later. Knuckles and Plunder go through the window. And they're met by Zorabelle, the Pirate Queen.
So, it's true you have stolen the Tantragora idol. You always were a darn fool, Plunder. I want ye out of my town before the Tantragora come looking for this thing.
But before Plunder can get a word in edgewise, the idol is glowing, and the entire building vanishes. And they meet with some elephant-looking Vishnu guy. Vishnu? My bad. Ganesha. I am MacLeod, the spiritual leader of the Tantragora. Identify yourselves. Speak. How did the idol of Tantragora come into your possession?
Idol? What idol? I don't know what he's talking about, matey.
Plunder, this is no time to try and be clever. Here is the idol. This pirate stole it from the Tantragora ship. I see. This is most unfortunate. Plunder begins to plead for a deal, to bargain for his life. You fail to understand. When I remotely operated the idol, I expected to transport the 3 heretics here, not you. This must mean that the 3 were actually evil, and this guy is not. Well, that's fine by me. Apparently, they were followers of the evil priest Orkim Rowe, who recently died. That's sort of convenient. And the heretics are taking slaves to erect a massive pyramid for his grave. So yeah, totally like ancient Egypt, with a Hindu god at the top. Knuckles promises to return the heretics as long as he is allowed to rescue the people within the ship. Very well. I will again operate the idol and transport you back to the Tantragora slave ship. Knuckles is gone, and yeah, the Pirate Queen and Plunder are still trapped in an existential nether space. Quick, everyone, get as close as you can to me. I'm getting you out of here. It's hopeless. No one can save this now. It's too late. The Tantragora are already here.
Return to us the idol of Tantragora, or face the consequences.
You've doomed yourself trying to rescue us, friend. You can't imagine the power of these creatures. Well, nothing can stop Knuckles from trying, before he's immediately shot back onto the floor. The Tantragora phase their hand through Knuckles to pick up the idol. Kinda gross, but sure. And now they can return to their dimension, except the idol does not respond, but the ship is beginning to shudder and fall apart. The idol was activated, but not by Knuckles, not by the Tantragora, but by the elephant dude. Ekletos apologizes for the deception, but it was by far the easiest solution. Since it is forbidden to capture creatures from other worlds, they will be returned to theirs.
Alright, Knuckles, me land, hand over the idol of Tantragora.
I don't have Plunder. Guess Ekletos decided to hang on to it.
We had a deal. I give you the trunk full of documents about the floating island, and you give me the idol. No idol.
No dear.
I've had just about enough of you, Plunder, you blundering oaf. You might have got us all killed with your tomfoolery. I'm quite around here, and what I say goes. Shut it. Take the trunk, Knuckles. You've earned it. You and the people the Tedra are imprisoned are free to go. Tom, fetch me my knuckle dusters. There's a couple of things I want to explain to Captain Plunder.
Before we go on to the Tails C story, I want to skip over to the Hidden Danger D story because I think narratively this way flows better. You'll see what I mean. A peaceful scene in the tropical jungle zone. But not for long, as the entire thing gets smashed for some reason. Is it a hurricane? It's nothing to do with the weather, it must be Dr. Robotnik. Interestingly, this one was drawn by Nigel Kitching. However, Nigel is a bit horrible at drawing Robotnik in profile, as the mustache just kind of looks wrong from this angle. This weapon is unbeatable, and will definitely destroy Sonic. A few hours later, Sonic arrives. Apparently, the monkeys tell him that it is some sort of evil magical forces at work in the jungle. They travel further into the jungle to follow the trail of destruction. There's a bunch of security cameras everywhere, and a tree begins to fall on Sonic as soon as he notices the camera. I hear it, but I don't see it, Sonic. Of course, Tails, it's splash. The magic at work here is a robot with a cloaking device. Must be, obviously. A cloaking device turns the robot invisible. Robotnik's used it a little before, but only with temporary results. Reference towards the end of Sonic 3, for example. Ha! Referencing the games for once. I don't remember what he's talking about, but he immediately runs into it and hits his head. Sonic's down, and I'm next. Thankfully, Sonic recovers in the nick of time and pulls Tails away from whatever is about to smash him. They run to the cove. They can't run any further, so Sonic asks Tails for a lift. Not across it, but along it. He kicks up his legs and knocks water everywhere. And now that he's wet, they can finally see him where he is, and wrap him around with vines and stuff, which allows for a super spin attack. Finally, the robot can be seen and the cloaking device is non-functional. It's a tough one. Robotnik builds these things to last these days. Don't panic. Looks like he's heading for a fall. Into the water, short circuits. Dead. A minor setback. With the robot functional, they'll be able to build an army of invisible robots. Unfortunately, Grimer had a little snag with the cloaking technology and it turned the plans itself invisible. Whoops. Okay, quick Tails one and then the last D story. Sonic sent Tails to the aquatic ruin zone to investigate a new type of badnik. It's been flying around for ages, but he hasn't seen it yet. Spoke too soon, there's a giant moth trying to eat him. Tails tries to evade, but it shoots him with a sort of web. Oh god, it's a flying spider, isn't it? Tails falls down and is immediately being shot with fire bombs.
I am a spider moth, created by Commander Brutus, the soon-to-be new ruler of Mobius.
It seems that Commander Brutus is doing some sort of revolution. Those fireballs are coming at him too fast. He can't evade them, so he tries to fly. However, with his tails stuck together, he literally cannot. Tails has got to use some initiative. Perhaps if he pulls this palm tree back, he can swat the badnik out of the sky. At least until it snaps and sends Tails flying through the air. Plan B crashes right into the super moth and straight into the water. Thankfully, an ordinary badnik comes to chomp on Tails' ass, but just chomps off the webs. Tails is free and flies away. He must head to the Metropolis Zone to help Sonic, Amy, and Johnny. If Brutus is about, they're bound to be in trouble. But we don't have to wait too long, because immediately in the Metropolis Zone, badniks are attacking the citizens. The kids wish they moved to a safer town, but there are no safer areas on Mobius. At least until Sonic shows up. Same old, smashing all the badniks, until the badnik just suddenly gets destroyed out of nowhere. It seems there are more badniks. Could they be on their side? Interesting designs though, those are definitely Nigel Kitching designs. Johnny's seen this kind of badnik before. They were created by Commander Brutus. Well, they defeated Robotnik's badniks and now they're coming for them. We got snake robots. We got guns in the chest. And now we got a big one. The damn UFO saucer of Commander Brutus.
After months of planning, this is the day of revolution, the day I conquer Mobius, and I refuse to be stopped by 2 hedgehogs and a skinny rabbit.
Hey, I'm not skinny, I'm just athletic. Meanwhile, at Citadel Robotnik, Robotnik finds out that Brutus is a massive traitor. If Sonic thought that life would be better if he ruled Mobius, he'd help him defeat Robotnik. But he's pretty sure he'll be 10 times more worse.
Fool, have you forgotten? You can only damage me when you're supersonic. You won't get the chance, Spikeball. I've upgraded my blaster to match your speed. Pew!
Sonic is down and out for the count.
Now no one can stop me. Ha 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 ha.
Will Sonic recover? Will he go super? Find out next time. However, next time I have a little surprise for you. I've been greasing some palms, and if I can close the deal, we'll have a special guest. Catch you around, fellas, and not fellas, and sometimes fellas. Ta.